My name is Zach Arnold. I'm a Hollywood film and television editor, a documentary director, father of two, an American Ninja Warrior in training, and the creator of Optimize Yourself. For over 10 years now, I have obsessively searched for every possible way to optimize my own creative and athletic performance, and now I'm here to shorten your learning curve. Whether you're a creative professional who edits, writes, or directs, you're an entrepreneur, or even if you're a weekend warrior, I strongly believe that you can be successful without sacrificing your health or your sanity in the process. You ready? Let's design the optimized version of you. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Optimize Yourself podcast. Whether you're brand new to the show or you're a seasoned vet, it would mean the world to me if you took just 1 minute to share this episode with a friend or a colleague who could benefit from what you learned today. And don't forget to also click the subscribe button in your podcast app of choice, because the more subscribers we have, the more that iTunes and the other platforms recognize this show, and thus the more people that you and I can inspire to step outside their comfort zones to reach their greatest potential. And now on to today's show, which is a special episode where I provide my articles in audio form so you have the opportunity to walk and listen instead of sit and read if that is your preference. My hope is that you will use this opportunity to get up and step away from your chair for the next 20 minutes and build a habit of moving more, whether you are working, stuck at home, or otherwise. The following is a reading of my article, IMDbPro for Networking, the 10 features that will take your outreach to a new level, which can be read at optimizeyourself.me/IMDbPro features. Now, if you find this article helpful and inspiring, it would first mean the world to me if you would be willing to share it with your friends and followers via email, social, or otherwise. And if after listening, you are inspired to take your IMDbPro networking skills to a whole new level, then you might be a good fit for my brand new masterclass, Virtually Build Your Network with IMDbPro, which contains over an hour of video training to help you better understand many of the features that I outline in this article. And I also provide you with my handy dandy Google Sheet template, which is going to help you prioritize hundreds of random names down to the exact person you should reach out to next to move your career forwards. And if you often get stuck because you can't find someone's contact info, I'm going to help you out there as well. To get your name on the waitlist for this brand new masterclass, visit optimizeyourself.me/IMDbPro waitlist. If 2020 has taught us anything, it's that you can't rely on your old, comfortable way of doing things anymore. And nowhere is this more obvious than trying to build your professional network and find gigs during a pandemic. Love networking? Do you enjoy going to mixers, in-person meetups, and panel events so you can rub elbows with as many people as possible and then ultimately pass around your contact info hoping that you get a job lead? Too bad! No in-person events for you this year! Are you an introvert who hates going to live events? Do you rely on past and existing colleagues to let you know what's available and then refer you for the next gig? Nope. Wrong again. There hasn't been enough work to go around for anybody as it is this year. Find your own jobs. Hate networking in all of its forms? Do you instead prefer to hunker down, do amazing work in the comfort of your windowless room, perfect your creative craft, and wait around with your white-knuckled fingers desperately crossed, hoping that somebody eventually discovers you? Pandemic or not, how's that working out? No matter what your networking strategy may have been pre-pandemic to build relationships and find your next gig, virtual networking is the only game in town for the foreseeable future. Which means that if you need to find work, or conversely, if you want to maximize this time to make a major transition in your career, you have to find a way to do it from home. Now don't worry, as a self-proclaimed extreme introvert who has been social distancing at the Olympic level since 2005, I have got your back. Yes, you can continue with the shotgun approach, sending yet another cringeworthy group email that tells all of your past colleagues, hey, I'm available. If you've heard of anything, please pass along my resume. P.S. It's attached. Thank you. And by the way, I don't recommend this strategy. But what if instead you became a networking sniper and you use the time and resources that are available to you right now to build your dream network of colleagues that could provide you with much needed career advice? And yes, virtual shadowing is indeed a thing, become your mentor, or even refer you for an upcoming gig. Well, luckily, there is a single tool to help you build your professional network in the entertainment industry that is just as indispensable as Avid, Premiere, After Effects, Final Cut Pro X, Final Draft, Resolve, Pro Tools, or otherwise. And that indispensable tool, in my humble opinion, is IMDbPro. And P.S., this article is not an advertisement. Having used IMDbPro as my number one tool for research and virtual networking for over 15 years now, my intention by the end of this article is not only to convince you that IMDbPro is worth the price of admission, but also demonstrate the many features that it offers to help you present yourself as professionally as possible while simultaneously doing the best networking of your career, all from the comfort of your pajamas. Now, as a quick author's note, I am in no way affiliated with IMDbPro, nor do I receive any compensation for recommending this product. However, in the interest of full disclosure, they did give me a free membership because I offer training seminars to industry professionals, teaching them how to specifically use the networking features of IMDbPro. So all of that having been said, what is the difference between IMDb and IMDbPro? Well, if you weren't aware that IMDbPro offers a pro version and you were wondering what the difference is, well, it's pretty simple. IMDb is an entertainment website for fans, but IMDbPro is the equivalent of LinkedIn, but for entertainment professionals. No offense to the people who designed IMDb, but it is frankly one flashing banner ad away from requiring an epileptic seizure warning. It is a mess of advertising from top to bottom, pop-up videos, auto-scrolling images, and endless recommendations, lists, and news feeds. IMDbPro, on the other hand, contains the exact same database of information as IMDb, plus access to a whole lot more. But luckily, with your paid subscription, they have done away with all of the noise and clutter to make it a pleasurable research experience, devoid of the vast majority of noise and distractions that could keep you from the valuable networking information that is at your fingertips. If you are ready to take the plunge and give the IMDbPro trial subscription a whirl, and by the way, it's free for 30 days, and once again, I swear to God, not an advertisement. Or if you already have a subscription, but you feel like you're not getting your money's worth, in this article, I have provided 10 killer features that are going to help you get the most out of IMDbPro so you can identify and organize all of the projects and people that belong in your dream network. So we're going to start with 5 IMDbPro features that make it worth the price of admission. So below, I have outlined 5 simple features that are going to take you well beyond the basic functionality of the standard site. And if you're looking for the ninja level networking features, numbers 6 through 10 are going to take care of that in a second. So please be patient. Number 1, access to direct contact info for a specific person, agents and managers, and even for an entire production company, none of which is visible in IMDb. When it comes to cold outreach, one of the most common objections I hear from students that are in my coaching and mentorship community is, how can I connect with people if I can't find their contact info? With an IMDbPro subscription, you get insider access to contact info for individuals, their team, for example, their agents, managers, publicists, etc. And if you want to connect with a production company because they produce projects that you are interested in pursuing, IMDbPro provides that contact info too. And all of this, of course, assumes that the individual or the company is providing info because not everybody provides it. Feature number 2. Customization options to update your primary profile photo and upload multiple additional photos. And as a bonus, you can even upload your reel too. If you're an actor, IMDbPro is just as important as your headshot and resume, and possibly even more so. But more than likely, your crew. So do photos even matter? Yes. First impressions mean everything, especially in Hollywood. The first image that someone sees of you is going to help them better understand if you are the kind of person they'd like to work with. Are you smiling? Do you come off as warm and friendly? Do you seem like somebody that they would love to work with for hours, days, and weeks on end? A picture is worth 1,000 words, and IMDbPro gives you the ability to not only upload multiple images, but also choose which are going to become your featured image that you can use to sell yourself for your next job. Number 3, the ability to customize your known for featured credits. Even when I was editing Burn Notice for 4 straight seasons, I still needed to find work during the gaps. And having control over the known for feature made the monthly price worth it all by itself to help me land the next in-between gig. Whether we want to accept it or not, credits matter in Hollywood. What you have worked on, especially lately, has a huge impact on your next job. Do you want a short film that you were an assistant on 12 years ago to be in your known for section just because the IMDb algorithm says so? Or instead, would you prefer to have control over the story that you tell about your past jobs that are going to best suit the direction your career is headed next? Don't let IMDb pigeonhole you. Take control of your profile and make it clear which projects you want to highlight to your prospective employers. Feature number 4, the ability to customize what profile info is public versus private. Now, depending on the specific job you want to apply for or the person that you want to connect with, there might be certain information on your profile that you would like to hide temporarily. Rather than submitting a change and potentially waiting days for your profile to update, you have the ability to customize what profile info is public with a simple yes or no switch. This might seem like a stupid, silly feature. Why am I even writing about it? But frankly, this one option can help improve the chances of those who might be concerned about ageism, for example, in the hiring process. And yes, ageism is a real thing in Hollywood because you can even hide your birthday if necessary. Now, as a quick note, your birthday will still appear on the regular IMDb website. Don't shoot the messenger, not my feature, so make sure when you send links, you're sending them to your IMDbPro page. The display hide feature can also be tremendously useful if you want to display your direct contact info just for a short period of time while being considered for a specific opportunity, but then you can have it hidden the rest of the time. Feature number 5, access to customer support to help you fix all of your incorrect or missing credits. There are few things more infuriating than that moment someone asks for a link to your IMDb page when you know there's a bunch of incorrect information. It's a user database after all, so I guess it just is what it is, right? Not with the paid subscription, because with the paid subscription, it doesn't have to be this way. Is your profile missing credits? Were you credited improperly for something or uncredited? Do you have multiple accounts that need to be merged? Or do you need to claim a page that was incorrectly attributed to you? Yes, you could continue to submit via IMDb Wikipedia style, and technically IMDb is a lot better vetted than Wikipedia, but we all know that mistakes still fall through the cracks. As an IMDb Pro member, you have access to 24/7 support directly from the IMDbPro customer service team. If you have a last-minute job interview, the wrong credits on your page could make or break your chances. Getting a priority response from support could be the difference between success and failure. And I sure bet that Alan Smithy wished he had access to IMDbPro support. My sincerest apologies for the interruption in the middle of this article reading. But if you are a content creator or you work in the entertainment industry, not only is the following promo not an interruption, but listening has the potential to change your life. Because collaborating with Evercast is that powerful. Here's a brief excerpt from a recent interview that I did with Evercast co-founders Brad Thomas and award-winning editor Roger Barton.
Living this lifestyle of a feature film editor has really had an impact on me. So I was really looking for something to push back against all of these lifestyle infringements that are imposed on us, both by schedules and expectations. When you guys demoed Evercast for me that first time, my jaw hit the floor. I'm like, oh my God, this is what I have been waiting for a decade.
I also had the same reaction when I first saw Evercast. 2 words came to mind: game changer.
Our goal, honestly, is to become the Zoom for creatives, whatever it is you're streaming, whether it's editorial, visual effects, Pro Tools for music composition, live shot cameras. It's consistent audio and video, lip sync, always stays in sync. Whether you're in a live session where you're getting that feedback immediately, or you can't get it immediately, so you record the session and you can share those clips with people on the production team where there's no room for any confusion. It's like, this is exactly what the director wants. This is exactly what the producer wants.
What matters most to me is it makes the entire process more efficient, which then translates to us as creatives who spend way too much time in front of computers. We get to shut it down and we get to go spend time with our friends and family.
The biggest complaint, and I'm sure you guys have heard this many, many times, this looks amazing, I just can't afford it.
Tesla had to release the Model S before they released the Model 3. So by the end of the year, we are going to be releasing a sub $200 version a month of Evercast for the freelancer and indie creatives. Anyone who is a professional video creator outside of Hollywood.
I think what we've learned over the last few months is that this technology can translate to better lives for all of us. They give us more flexibility and control while still maintaining the creativity, the creative momentum, and the quality of work.
I cannot stress this enough. Evercast is changing the way that we collaborate. If you value your craft, your well-being, and spending quality time with the ones you love, Evercast now makes that possible for you and me. To listen to the full interview and learn about the amazing potential that Evercast has to change the way that you work and live, visit optimizeyourself.me/Evercast. Now back to today's article reading. Now, here are 5 advanced networking features in IMDbPro that are going to help you build your dream network. All right, now that you have taken the steps to get your profile updated so it tells the right story about your past work history, let's talk about all the features that are totally money if you want to take IMDbPro to the next level so you can virtually build your dream network right from your laptop. Ninja feature number 1, searchable production listings so you can identify and sort the best opportunities for your needs. The only time I'm working harder than when I'm on a job is when I'm looking for a job. And if I'm going to put in that level of effort to find my next gig, I want to be the most effective with my time as possible. I'm a big believer that unless you have absolutely no other choice financially, you should never simply take the next gig at the expense of building your career. I play chess with my resume instead of checkers. And to ensure that I have access to all of the latest production information so I can get my name into consideration before everything is already crewed up, I have often relied on IMDbPro's production listings feature. With production listings, you can search by the following criteria: by type, meaning is this a movie, a TV series, a TV movie, etc., etc. The status of the project, which is really important, which includes whether or not it's in development, if it's in pre-production, if it's already in production, is it in post. It will also let you sort by movie meter, release year, location, budget, total gross, country, genre. Let's say that you've identified that the next best step in your career is working on a season of TV that you are already a fan of, i.e. at least one season has specifically been released, very similar to my situation where I watched season 1 of Cobra Kai and I absolutely loved it and said, I must find the people working on the show. Now let's say that your list is looking for a comedy. Then I've provided an example in this article of what all of that search criteria looks like and the results that it would give you. And now here's Ninja feature number 2. Project and people tracking so you get notifications about any relevant topics. Once you have identified projects that are potentially a good fit for you, the next step is organizing and tracking those projects and identifying the people involved so you can get your foot in the door, make a good impression, and potentially work on that show. The IMDbPro track feature is great for managing the multiple people and projects that belong on your dream list. More importantly, with projects that are actively in production, you are going to receive periodic notifications for all news or status updates that are pertaining to anything that you've put on your tracked list. Ninja feature number 3 is the ability to create lists to keep your people and projects organized. Having gone through the production listings and then chosen projects and/or people that you want to track, things are going to get disorganized very quickly if you don't have lists. And if you didn't know already, I am pretty OCD when it comes to organizing data. The Add to List feature allows you to build as many lists as you'd like with different projects and people based on the unique criteria that you choose. For example, you could collect all of the dream projects that you would love to edit, including if you had a time machine and you could have done so in the past. And then as a bonus level, once you have identified your dream projects, you can even go one step further and begin to organize all of the people that worked on those projects in the key roles that apply to your goals. As you begin to sort and organize names across all these different shows, you will begin to recognize patterns and repeated names because Hollywood is a small town. These repeated names that keep jumping off the page are the sweet spot where you should most likely focus your networking attention next. Now, I'm going to admit, the sorting, organizing, and prioritizing process is an area where IMDbPro, it's not quite as strong as it needs to be or as it is with its other features. Therefore, I solve this problem by creating my own spreadsheet that helps me organize and prioritize all of the data that I collect from IMDbPro so I can always identify, even in a list of hundreds of names, who I want to build a relationship with next. And as I mentioned at the beginning of the show, if you're interested in getting access to this masterclass and spreadsheet, just go to optimizeyourself.me/IMDbPro waitlist. Ninja feature number 4 is the ability to filter credits by specific professions, and this is a huge time saver. If you have used the production listings feature for tracking and creating lists, inevitably you will need to begin prioritizing the people you need to contact in order to open the right doors for the next stage in your career. And with IMDb, that gets messy really fast. With IMDbPro, you have the option to filter by profession, which eliminates all of the noise, and it allows you to collect information for only the people you should connect with. This feature alone is a huge, huge time saver for gathering contact data that you might end up putting into the Google spreadsheet template that I provide in my IMDbPro masterclass. And last but not least is Ninja feature number 5. And that is the networking tab to help you identify mutual connections and facilitate warm introductions. Now that you have dug into the many features that are shared before that allow you to transform IMDbPro from an entertainment resource to the #1 networking tool in your arsenal, here's the feature that will change the game: the Network tab. The Network tab is as close as you are going to get to using IMDbPro as you would LinkedIn. I'm going to admit this feature is far from perfect in its current iteration, but it has helped me facilitate many mutual introductions that led to relationships that I might not have been able to build had I reached out cold. For example, let's say that I want to connect with legendary editor Walter Murch to seek advice or potential mentorship. I could do something crazy, like write him a physical letter, send it to his house, and hope that he responds, which, by the way, I did that years ago, and he did respond. But if you're not as bold as I might have been in my earlier years, you could instead use the Network tab to identify a mutual introduction. After using this feature, I discovered in a single click a mutual colleague that both Walter Murch and I had worked with in the past, and this person showed up second on this list. Now, while this feature doesn't guarantee you're going to discover a strong mutual connection, this feature does currently yield a lot of very random connections. Every once in a while, you are going to find a diamond in the rough that leads you to an amazing mutual introduction. In conclusion, IMDbPro is the essential tool for career building in the entertainment industry. I know that we creatives love our shiny objects like Avid, After Effects, Premiere, Resolve, and so many more. But in my opinion, IMDbPro is an equally essential tool if you intend to build a lasting and fulfilling career path as opposed to constantly chasing after the next gig. IMDb is no longer for simply checking to see who did what on whatever show while you're binging Netflix. Its bigger brother, IMDbPro, has a robust toolset that allows you to precisely identify, organize, and prioritize the most important people and projects that can take your career to a whole new level, including access to direct contact info, profile customization options, customer support for last-minute fixes and upgrades before that important meeting, searchable production listings, project and people tracking, the ability to sort with lists, filtering credits by profession, and the Network tab to find mutual introductions. Yes, you could take the shotgun approach and reach out to everybody that you know, and even those people you don't know, blanket the market with your group emails and your attached resumes, hoping that somebody bites. Or you could take the sniper approach and identify exactly the right projects that you would find fulfilling and the people who can open doors to the next stage in your career. So, are you ready to take your networking skills to a whole new level? Before closing up today's show, I would love to ask for just a couple additional minutes of your time and attention to introduce you to one of my new favorite products created by my good friend Kit Perkins, who you may recognize as creator of the Topomat. Here is a brief excerpt from a recent interview that I did with Ergo-Driven co-founder and CEO Kit Perkins talking about his latest product, New Standard Whole Protein.
I'm into health and fitness generally, but I want it to be simple and straightforward. About a year and a half ago, I started adding collagen into my protein shakes. And man, the benefits were like more dramatic than any supplement I've ever seen. So I thought, if I can just get this down to coming out of one jar and it's ingredients that I know I can trust, and you just put it in water and you don't have to think about it.
When people think of protein powders, they think, well, I don't want to get big and bulky. And that's not what this is about. To me, this is about repair.
So a big part of what we're talking about here is you are what you eat. Your body's constantly repairing and rebuilding. And the only stuff it can use to repair and rebuild is what you've been eating. Unfortunately, as the years have gone by, every day getting out of bed, it's like, 2 or 3 creaks and pops in the first couple steps. And that I thought you just sort of lived with now. But yeah, once starting the collagen daily or near daily, it's just gone. So for us, job 1A here was make sure it's high quality, and that's grass-fed, 100% pasture-raised cows. And then the second thing, if you're actually going to do it every day, it needs to be simple. It needs to taste good.
Well, my goal is that for anybody that is a creative professional like myself that's stuck in front of a computer, number one, they're doing it standing on a topo mat. Number two, they've got a glass of New Standard protein next to them so they can just fuel their body, fuel their brain. So you and I, my friend, one edit station at a time are going to change the world.
And even better for your listeners, with code OPTIMIZE on either a one-time purchase or that first subscribe and save order, 50% off. So if you do that subscribe and save, that's 20% off and 50% off with code OPTIMIZE. That's a fantastic deal.
If you're looking for a simple and affordable way to stay energetic, focused, and alleviate the chronic aches and pains that come from living at your computer, I recommend New Standard Whole Protein because it's sourced from high-quality ingredients that I trust, and it tastes great. To place your first order, visit optimizeyourself.me/newstandard and use the code OPTIMIZE for 50% off your first order. I hope you enjoyed the reading of my article, IMDbPro for Networking, the 10 features that will take your outreach to a new level, which can be read at optimizeyourself.me/IMDbPro features. As a reminder, if you found this article helpful and inspiring, then you might be a good fit for my brand new masterclass, Virtually Build Your Network with IMDbPro, which contains over an hour of video training to help you better understand many of the features that I outline in this article. And I also provide you with my handy dandy Google Sheet template, which is going to help you prioritize hundreds of random names down to the exact person you should reach out to next to move your career forwards. And if you often get stuck because you can't find someone's contact info, I'm going to help you out there as well. To get your name on the waitlist for this brand new masterclass, visit optimizeyourself.me/IMDbPro waitlist. Thank you for listening. Stay safe, healthy, and sane, and be well.